How's it going, beer runners? If you, like me, are getting sick and tired of running around with your brick of a cell phone bouncing around in one of those armbands, maybe it's time to give something new a try. Cheers, beer runners. As I mentioned in the intro, I have always been an armband runner. Cell phone strapped to the arm, no issues, but over time, cell phones have just seemed to get larger and larger, thus the armband has gotten larger and bulkier and more uncomfortable as time has gone on, so I finally decided to give something new a try, and that something new is the SPIbelt. I know they're nothing new. They've been around for quite a while. I've actually been eager to try a running belt for quite some time, but I was comfortable with the running arm strap. I never wanted to branch out and try something new. Finally decided to give it a shot. Real quick disclaimer, this was a gift from a family member for Christmas. This was not sent to me by anyone. This is just a product that I'm currently using in my running and truly enjoying, so I thought I'd jump on and do a super quick review about what I've enjoyed about this, as well as just an overall review of the product. Personally, I decided to try the SPIbelt just so that I could eliminate the need for running with that armband on my arm. In the future, eventually, some point down the line, I would love to either get a pair of headphones or one of the new Garmin watches that holds music on it, eliminating the need to carry my cell phone with me at all. But for now, I still listen to podcasts. I need something to hold the storage of those podcasts, and that is my cell phone. So this is the solution that I came up with in the meantime. And so far, it has been great functionality-wise. I mean, as I mentioned, I personally am just using this to hold a cell phone, and it definitely does the trick there. It looks pretty small. It has a very slim profile, but if you look closely at the back, there's some fabric back here that's kind of folded in over itself. So when you're storing it, it's incredibly small, but once you open it up, it actually spreads pretty wide and can fit a lot in there. I just carry my cell phone. You could definitely fit a lot more in there if you wanted to bring phone, wallet, keys, energy gels, really anything that you could need on your run. This is just the standard original small personal item SPIbelt. They also make some larger ones that can hold quite a bit more, and even some with dual pockets on them. So obviously, as a phone holder on the runs, it serves that purpose, no issues. My main concern with investing in something like this was I was worried about the fit, I was worried if it was gonna bounce around, and I was worried about chafing, basically the comfort of wearing something like this. Obviously, I was confident it was gonna hold the phone no problem, but how comfortable would it actually be on the run? And I've actually been incredibly impressed with that as well. I will say a caveat, it takes some time to get used to and takes some time to find that perfect spot to hold it so that you're not getting any movement. Once you find the place where it fits, for me, it's really right around the waistband of my shorts. I buckle it. It actually feels like when I'm putting it on that I'm putting it lower than it should be, but usually once I get it in that location, right as I mentioned, kind of on the waistline, even sometimes a little bit below, and then it rests on the back kind of right above my tailbone, maybe even a little bit lower than that. Once it's in place, it's snug, it fits no problem. I even did some 800-meter sprint repeats with no issue with it bouncing. It stayed perfectly snug. It does take some time to find that perfect spot for you, so I did run into some issues early on, especially during speed work. This past January, virtually all my runs were interval runs, so I was running at a very fast pace, and once my leg turnover really increased rapidly, that band would kind of start to ride up, and then the phone would start bouncing around on my lower back. As I mentioned, once I found the perfect spot where I could wear it, that eliminated that issue, but early on while I was playing around with fit and feel of it, I did run into a little bit of a bounce issue. Other than finding that perfect spot for the belt to rest, it does just take some time getting used to wearing a belt while you're running. I equate it to also when I first started running with a running vest. For the first couple runs, it's a little bit uncomfortable, mostly because it's just not something that you're used to. You're carrying extra weight where you're not used to carrying that weight, but I very quickly got used to that feeling. It's nothing that turned me off from the belt or anything like that. It just, like I said, took some time to adapt to wearing the belt as opposed to the armband. And honestly, I'm sure now if I went back to running in an armband, it would feel just as weird making that switch, just because I've been running pretty much since Christmas with the running belt instead of using that shoulder strap. And then the last thing I mentioned, I was a little bit worried about chafing and have had zero issues so far. I will say as a caveat to that, I personally very rarely have issues with chafing. Even when I was training for Bandera, getting ready for that ultra, had almost no issues with chafing. So far with the running belt, the SPIbelt, no issues at all. Honestly, the SPIbelt has been an incredible find. I have been very impressed with how comfortable it is, and obviously it serves the purpose of carrying my phone. I mentioned I was just dying to get rid of that armband. I definitely prefer to have any weight that I'm carrying distributed evenly throughout my body so that it doesn't throw off my running. Even something as simple as having the phone on my arm, I know that even though it doesn't feel like it, I'm naturally just holding my arm out a little bit further just because I've got the Velcro, the straps around it. I was always cognizant of that, and so I'm just happy to have been able to eliminate that need for the armband and be able to just carry the phone on my back instead, just simplifying the process and again, helping even out my running form a little bit so it feels a lot more comfortable on the run. If you're looking for an alternative to the armband for carrying your phone, I would highly recommend checking out SPIbelt. I mentioned this one, I think it's a little over 20 bucks. You can get it on Amazon, or it looks like if you go to their website, they have a discount on there as well. This is just the original small personal item SPIbelt, just for holding the essentials. Very easy for holding, as I mentioned, phone, wallet, keys, anything that you might want to stick in there, perfect for it. But they also have a lot more advanced belts as well that can hold a lot more. They have ones with additional pouches around the side to hold any energy gels. You can get water bottles to clip onto the belt as well, a place to hold your bib. There's tons of customizable options, which is great. If you're looking for a solution, like I said, to try to get rid of that armband, highly recommend checking out SPIbelt. I've really enjoyed it. Very comfortable running belt. This is the only running belt that I've tried, but this has come with me on every run since I first received it, and I don't see it going anywhere anytime soon. So there you have it, a super quick review of the SPIbelt. If this is your first time here and you enjoyed the video, I hope you'll go ahead and click that subscribe button. Also, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. That just helps other people find the video as well. And if you really love the content I've been putting out recently, you can click that bell as well. That just makes sure you receive a notification each and every time I upload a video. But there you have it, quick review of the SPIbelt. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, cheers. Happy Dry January is over, and I can cheers with the official iRunOnBeer beer.